Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another interview here at ESC United. My name is Connor, and I am super excited because we have our first interview with an Eurovision 2023 artist. We are out of the national final season of interviews, and I am here today with Joker out from Slovenia. How are you all doing today?
Hey,
Hi.
thanks for having us. We're doing great.
Yeah.
We've been hanging all day here in our rehearsal space.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
Awesome.
How are you
Well,
doing?
and I'm doing great. It's a little bit of a rainy day here in America, so it's I don't know. I guess it's a Wednesday. The week is feeling the Wednesday mood here, but
Okay.
I'm here with y'all, so it's gonna be a great day.
Awesome.
Well, we'll dive into, I guess, a lot of Eurovision talk probably a little bit later. But there's one question in particular that I want to ask you about. So the band name Joker Out seems like a very interesting name to title your band. How did you come up with this band name?
Well, let's just say this this name is just one of the many bad names that we proposed. But somehow it was the one where we said, yeah, that sounds cool.
We actually picked this name when before our band formed, we formed a group chat on Facebook and we were just like throwing ideas into it. And at some point somebody said Joker and we were like, that's not special enough. And I think I said, let's say Joker Out. And I have no idea why these guys indulged me in that.
Neither do we.
The
Yeah,
name
it's kind of
stick-
sad. This was the best option.
Yeah.
So it really means nothing. We were only thinking of how it would sound if what's Otarosh is what?
Yeah,
A TV host. There's a famous TV host in our country. We were thinking, what would sound the best if she were presenting us?
Yeah.
Fair enough. And I think Joker Out, I mean, it's short, it's succinct, it's to the point. You're just like, in and out instead of there was a band that I interviewed from Lithuania where their name was like an entire sentence. And I was like, well, that's a lot to say and try to present. Joker Out, like, you're done. So when you're thinking about this name, someone specifically and from our website wanted me to ask, would you say that there is a Joker in your band? Is there a comedian out there?
Because he's out.
We were a serious bunch, so the Joker was out of the band. Nah, just kidding. Who would be the Joker?
Maybe the band is Joker.
Actually, we're the biggest Joker when we're all together, Just like Power Rangers, when one of them is alone, it's okay, but when they go like yellow, red.
I like that. That's what I think what we would call here a pageant answer. We're all jokers here.
Exactly.
Well, and I know I was reading through your biography on the band's website. So y'all formed in 2016. It was a school band, is that correct?
Yes, it's quite interesting. His band, you were the only one of the guys who are here now in that band, and they were kind of going to record the official anthem for our primary school. And I was selected to be the reporter on the case. That was before I had ever played an instrument, and I got so excited about it. I started to play guitar, and then after a while, I formed my own separate band in which I formed the band with Jan. And then at some point, Bojan came to our concert, and he was like listening to us and was like, "Damn, these guys! Wow! These guitarists are good. I should throw out our guitarists and take these guys into the band." And so that's how we basically formed Joker Out in 2016.
Yeah, and later on, these two cuties joined back.
Awesome. So, out of curiosity, how does that school anthem go? Throwback.
Prav vse lahko storiš,
It's really
I mean, hey, that sounds pretty good, especially here in America, in like our elementary or primary schools. I mean, our anthems are like a kindergartner sounds like it wrote it. So that sounds like a great school song.
We were I think 13. at
Yeah,
that
it
age.
was-
Yeah,
yeah.
13. That was
All
fun.
right. And was that the first like song that you had kind of written and kind of, I don't want to say produced, but I guess produced, or was that just one of many that you had done kind of at a younger age?
No, this was actually
this was
Already-
before the first song we ever
as Joker out.
Yes.
But we had songs before.
Yeah,
of
you
course,
guys had songs.
with our
Thi-
previous band.
This is interesting. The song for the official school anthem was written by my father, who's also a
Yeah.
musician. That's
Hmm.
why I got involved in the whole thing as well. But after that, when we formed, we quickly, like a month after we formed,
Yeah.
we wrote and recorded our first single. So
All right. Wow. So all paths lead back to the school anthem in a way. Very nice. Okay. Well, and I also wanted to ask you, your biography told me many, many things. But I know that you have a upcoming concert later in the year in the Krasansky Amphitheater in Slovenia.
that one happened. We're this year we're playing in Arena Stožice, which is the biggest arena in Slovenia. It holds 12,000 people.
That's right. I'm thinking of the one that you did. It was last year, late
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, and I know that also in that little paragraph, you were talking about how the biggest motivation for y'all to go to Eurovision was to get that international exposure and really kind of put yourself in the international scene. So, on the topic of concerts, if I were going to ask you if you could do a one night only concert anywhere in the world right now, where would you be performing and why?
Ooh.
Not Antarctica. Because tonight.
I don't know. I guess we have a collective fascination with Tokyo, so maybe that.
Okay. I think that would be an interesting adventure. Now, of course, you want to make sure that that trip's a little long, so that you can kind of see Tokyo. So maybe like a one night concert, but a weekend trip.
Yeah.
Sounds great. If we're already doing something completely impossible at this moment, why not go for the trip?
Yeah.
Why not? Well, so let's talk about Eurovision. I mean, the big, I guess, elephant in the room of why we're here together. Now, in your announcement, the Slovenian broadcaster basically said that when we were presented the opportunity to work with y'all, it was the easiest decision basically they ever made, talking about how you are the biggest and most well-known artists right now in Slovenia and all of that stuff. So for you all, how did it feel to not only be internally selected by the broadcaster, but also have like all these accolades coming out from the broadcaster who's supporting you on this journey?
I mean, it feels amazing, that is for sure. And we were super, super proud of the fact that they chose us internally. Even more so because like 2 weeks before we were called to do it, we wanted to like, how do you say, apply for the
participate.
EMA competition.
Mhm.
So it was our goal for this year, to go. And I guess when we called up, they thought about it. Slovenia has not been in a very good place this last few years in Eurovision. So I guess the broadcaster wanted to show that Eurovision is a really cool thing, and Slovenia has to be a part of it.
Because there's like a collective feeling that maybe Slovenians are getting tired of Eurovision and sending artists there, and the national broadcaster wants to send a tested artist to kind of prove that we can get results there and that we should support Eurovision in the future as well.
Yeah, well, and I think an interesting point there is with EMA specifically, and you had the EMA Fress contest that was newer artists, with the exception of Anna Soklic in 2020 and 2021. I mean, y'all sent like 2 new artists back to back. So, when you're thinking about, I guess, this Eurovision journey, this whole process, what do you think might be the most stressful part of this process? And also, what do you think is going to be the most fulfilling part of this process for you as a band?
I think the most stressful is maybe behind us already. The release of the song was really stressful, but I might be just talking complete nonsense because we don't know what's coming when we go to Liverpool. But as of now, the big stressful milestone of these couple of months has gone past. I guess we're most excited for going to the Eurovision in Liverpool, but also all the Eurovision pre-parties because we'll be going to Barcelona, Warsaw, Madrid, and Amsterdam, and hopefully maybe even London. So
yeah, you know, it's so specific because usually when you put out a song, it's something that you want to show the world, you want to show it to your listeners, and then just go out and play concerts and stuff like that. But here we release a song which we love and we stand behind completely, but then every single hour, every single reaction video gives you a little bit of a doubt, you know, and somehow you're evaluating your song, which
you
believe, which you would never do.
Yeah.
You start evaluating your song like all the time. So this for me is the most stressful part because it really feels like I want to go away from that so bad, but I just can't. I have to look at it all the time. Yeah, that for me is actually the most stressful part.
You're just so sadomasochistic.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's something we've seen, I think in recent terms, some artists have gone like on Twitter and like muted like themselves on Twitter so they don't see the comments, the feedback and things like that. So I can understand, especially since your song, I believe, I've slept since basically I looked at the Eurovision Wikipedia, but I believe you're the first internally selected artist to release a song, which sets a really high bar when we usually get a lot of those internally selected songs towards the end of February and kind of like that last 2 weeks. Did you all decide that you were going to release on February 4th, or was it the Slovenian broadcaster who decided for you?
Both together in the start.
I mean the whole date was mainly centered around when we want to have the show, which would be held instead of EMA, and I guess the broadcaster wanted to do it as quickly as possible to kind of shake off all the pressure that was coming upon them for having an internal selection and canceling EMA altogether.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Now, let's talk about your song. We've been dancing around it. Let's see. We'll start here. So your song, I want to say, has basically a party vibe to it. And I know that y'all love to party. I think it's shown in your music video how much you love to party. So when you were writing your song in Hamburg, and I know that you were also writing an entire album, an English album as well while you were there, was this the only song that you had considered for Eurovision? Or were there other options, but by the time you got into Hamburg, you're like, no, we've got to do this one?
I think in the start, we like wanted to try and write a couple of songs so that we like have an option with
Different
we had
options,
a couple of songs,
yeah.
but this song was the first that it was written like for Eurovision, and we liked it so much. It like really captures the whole energy and vibe of the band that there really wasn't a need to write another song, I guess.
Yeah.
We just knew it was the one.
We felt this one was right and we just went along with it.
Gotcha. And you also wrote all of your lyrics in Slovenian. How important was it for you to write, you basically not do a mixed language song, not do some in English and some in Slovenian, to do an entirely Slovenian song as, I guess, the first internal selection that Slovenia has done in multiple years?
Actually, the those are in English.
Okay, fair enough. Universal language.
That was a good one. So yeah, the thing is, we never thought about doing it in any other language than Slovenian. We feel that we are representing our country, and it has to be a song where we feel as most comfortable, and expressing your words is best in your native tongue. So we wanted to stay as true to ourselves as possible and to our audience and our fans, actually, which are at this moment mainly in Slovenia. So this is like, we are representing all of them, you know, not just ourselves.
But just to clear any possible misconceptions, we will still be releasing an English version and probably some other versions as well.
Yeah.
But there was never any doubt to perform the song in Slovenian, even on the Eurovision stage.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So the Slovenian version was the first and only option, and then you're like, hey, maybe other people can connect with this song if we release it in a couple of other languages, which I think is a very good tactic because we've seen that across multiple artists in the past. A lot of them usually pop up. I mean, like, let's look at Rosalind, for example. I think she's released like 30 versions of Snap in 30 different languages. But here she is, you know, from the end of 2022, charting on the Billboard charts with that song. I believe the original song, but even still. And you had mentioned your fans there in Slovenia. So I have to ask, what do you call your fans?
If we have any names for them.
You don't have any names. Okay.
No.
So perhaps those who are watching down below, leave some suggestions. What, if you are a fan of Joker Out, what would you call yourself?
Batman.
Fair enough. Well, we'll get you some suggestions. We'll send you a message on Instagram if anyone gives us a name, or we'll tell it to you in Liverpool. You know, we'll set it up that way.
Yeah.
Well, I have two rapid fire quick questions for you as we wrap up here in this interview. The first thing is, when people listen to your song, whether that's now, whether that's in May for the semifinals, what message do you hope that they get from your entry, Carpe Diem?
Exactly that.
Carpe Diem. Seize the day, every day.
Okay, very simple. I like it. And then my final question before I get to my actual final question. If people are in love with Carpe Diem, what other songs from your discography do you recommend that they listen to right now?
Umazane misli.
Umazane misli, Gola, Demoni, Novi Val.
Just listen to
Yeah.
both albums.
Yeah, just listen to both
The
albums.
whole discography is 1 hour.
And
so-
it's amazing.
and it's the best one hour of your life.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good recommendation. I like that. Just plug all of your music. Yeah, just list all of your singles, all of your albums. Awesome. Awesome. Well, then the final question is, do you have a final message that you want to share with the ESC United viewers and readers?
Yes, thank you all for giving us the attention for this whole video. Thank you for liking our music or disliking it. Stay nice to people and just spread love, I guess.
Watch us in Liverpool.
And if you like us, do vote for us because Slovenia doesn't want to get robbed again.
That's fair. And that's a good plea because this year is the year where the qualifiers from the semifinal are determined by a pure televote. So I definitely will recommend, if you are a fan of Joker Out, the unnamed fans of Joker Out, please make sure that you tune in, most specifically in May, to the Eurovision Song Contest in Liverpool. Throw them a like, throw them a vote if you like them as well over there. And of course, make sure that you check out their discography, social media, everything like that. Give them some love. They've got a long journey, and I'm sure they'd like to hear some appreciation from y'all. We, of course, have a number of interviews that are going to still come out here on the channel. So make sure that you are liked down below, subscribed, hit the notification bell. We want to make sure that we get you all wrapped up in our community. And hopefully I will see you all in Liverpool so we can do another interview. So
That's see you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.